Ric Charlesworth, I'd just like to talk to you a little bit about India and your time in India, and India generally as a nation. How important is it for the world game of hockey to have a strong India?
Well, I think India and its resources and the commercial opportunities there can underpin the development and expansion of the game worldwide. And there's an Indian diaspora all around the world who have a fascination and interest in hockey, and in whom that's embedded. So that not only what happens in the subcontinent is important, but what happens in the rest of the world is important in respect of India's promotion and development. They have enormous resources compared with most other countries. They have, from my measure, about 3,000 players in centralised training in India. But those resources aren't particularly well organised or directed, and the quality of some of those programs is not at the standard it ought to be. So that's why we perhaps don't see that reflected in international performances. But if India gets that stuff sorted, then we could expect to see ascending performances from the subcontinent. We've got wonderful players, we've got a way of playing which I think is attractive, and it would be, I think, it's wholly in the interest of the game for them to be doing well. Indeed, I would hope that the professional leagues that start up in India would provide also the opportunity for players from our country and other countries to earn a living from playing the game. There's no question that the players who are playing international hockey are high quality athletes. They aren't rewarded like athletes in other sports. It would be lovely if that could be the case, and India provides that opportunity also. So I'm fully supportive of our players being involved as much as they can in an Indian adventure.
Well, there's certainly exciting times ahead. You were personally involved in India, I know. India and Pakistan were at the pinnacle of world hockey for a great many years. What went wrong?
Well, I think I remember the 1976 Olympics was perhaps a watershed for them, because we went to those Olympics with India and Pakistan as the world champions and runners-up the year before, 1975. And indeed, we beat India twice and Pakistan once in that tournament, and that was for the first time they were involved in the main game at that Olympics. And I think that was, if you like, the watershed period.
Yes.
Pakistan hung on longer. India's performances have suffered. They're still good, yes, but they're not that long. I think the great innovators in the game in the early part of the century, the Indians, they have introduced the shorter hockey sticks and the technology that went along with that, and the way of playing, and lots of techniques and methods. But I suppose they lost that, and they lost that sort of innovative approach, and haven't learnt and continued to learn as they might have since that time. And other things probably happened in India. Cricket got a push on and became privatised, and that certainly gave it a big boost, and so hockey lost some of its gloss. There's still a big following there, and there's still a capacity for that to re-emerge, but we've got to get it right in India, we've got to get it right in India over the next period of time. I think it's organisation, structure, discipline, development of the game, as much as what happens at the highest level. But you'd like to have both of those things happen, because if it happens at the highest level, they'll get their act together, hopefully at the lower levels too.
Okay. It's been, I don't know, some time now since you were personally involved with the team over there. You were brought in as, I think, a consultant.
Yeah.
Since then we've had Jose Brasa, and now Michael Nobbs is doing his thing. You had, I think, a 10-point plan that you were thinking about introducing. Can you remember what
I've still got a copy of it, all of the things that I thought that needed to be done, and that was just, if you like, with the elite team.
Yes.
Garnering the resources to do it, getting the personnel to do it, putting it in place, and then following it through over a period of time. And I think Jose did a good job there in India, India's performances were solid, and they came second at the Commonwealth Games. It was the best performance they've had since they've been in the Commonwealth Games. So they were doing well. For some reason, Jose went by the wayside, but now Michael Nobbs is there, and his approach is different again. But I think he's shown that India have good players. We know that, and if they can hold it together consistently, then they can be a considerable force in the game. The problem has always been, of course, that if there wasn't immediate success, then they keep chopping and changing. And I'm not sure that's the answer. But structurally, they're still fighting. Indian Hockey Federation, the Hockey India haven't got their act together. They're fighting over the rebel leagues and the idea of what's going to happen there. And so it seems that it's administratively that the great problems exist there, and there is great difficulty in getting a unified organisation that I know commits itself to excellence and puts in place good structures and processes.
If providing all those things fell into place, how long do you think it would take for them to be competitive again at that upper level?
They're already competitive. They're already very consistently competitive.
Mm-hmm.
But at any time, I mean, we've lost to every team in the top 10 since I've been the coach. So anyone in that top 10 can beat you, and people outside that can beat you indeed. So I think that it's consistently competitive, and it's winning things at that level. That's damn hard to do. There's only a handful of countries that do it. One of them in any of the major competitions, so that isn't going to just happen. It'll take a period of time, but in the meantime, a lot of the other stuff can be working, and then once you build something that's sustainable and you have quality at the top, then I think you can see and expect India, with its resources, being a really powerful force in the game.
Yes. India, to their very great shame that you slip away.
They may not say that.
Well, I think the rest of the hockey world certainly would. You come back to Australia and put Australia firmly back at the top of the heap yet again. If you had stayed in India at that point in time, do you think you would have had this level of success by this point in time?